in your favor when you walk out the door without signed paperwork.
Or find somebody else.
And
They always
the
are.
same thing if they go, well, we want to talk about it and we'll get back to you.
I can't leave without paperwork. I'm not getting hired. Here's what I know. I'm not hiring. That is BS, first of all. And second of all, remember, just think for a minute about how hard you guys are going to work to be as good as what I just did at creating a buying atmosphere. Think about it. Like, you're never going to get a better shot at them believing you are the greatest thing since sliced bread. It doesn't get any better. What Craig Proctor did was he created a buying atmosphere with presentation skills, with all the different little training techniques, from the disc to how you set up the laptop on the table to everything we say. Once you walk out the door, that's all gone. That's just vapor. And all that's left now is price and fee. And we're always the highest fee and we're always the lowest price because we actually get stuff done. So if I don't get them now, you said 10% of the time you're going to get it, it's just probably not going to happen. So we got to get it now. So I'm not giving you carte blanche to just start slashing fee because that's pointless. We can't afford that. But my point is, if I've given it everything and they're just like, you know what, we want to wait a month, that's where I would do the incentive. I'm not saying do the incentive where it's like just me versus the other guy today. You've got to be really good at hammering out the differences. Well, all right, so here's one that could come up. Well, we talked to this other agent, and I mean, you're saying 220, 200, all that. I mean, the other guy said we should list it for 250. We might take 220, but he said we should list it for 250. How do you handle that objection? Okay, so you don't want anybody to come through your house. Because remember, when we looked at the homes, you agreed with me that the homes that sold for 250 were bigger, they were newer, they were in that other neighborhood that buyers perceive as better. Remember, I don't say that. The buyers say that. It's you and me against the world, right? But the buyers are saying that other neighborhood is better. And I'm not even going to name names. That's not helpful. I just want you to think in terms of the big picture. So if you agree that you're not going to get 250 for your house, why would you want to ask 250? Now, I know the answer, but I'm still asking the question because we want room to negotiate. Okay. But there's a problem with that. Buyers don't do that. Buyers look in their own price range. So do you think you're going to get the buyers for your house in the 250 range or in the 220 range? Who's more likely to love your house? Who's the right buyer for your house that's going to fall in love with it? Because if they are in 250, wouldn't you agree that they're going to be seeing these bigger, newer houses? So how are we going to compare to them? So the agent who suggested that, now, how many homes did they successfully sell in the last year with that strategy? Because that's a pretty old-fashioned strategy. That predates the internet. Buyers search in price increments online nowadays, right? So they're going to see your home and they're going to see all these other homes in the same grouping. So we've got to be the best home in your grouping. Wouldn't you agree? Right? So all that stuff can be addressed, but my point is, remember, they're going to believe you and trust you now because you just did this presentation and it's good. So that's what we do. We get the paperwork signed, you get them to fill out everything all the way through, and then, like I said, I leave the seller's disclosure with them. I just have them initial the disclosure and make sure you both initial it because we want to make sure that that gets done right. And I'm very specific. Look, on this seller's disclosure form, there's no such thing as leaving it blank. That's your lawsuit. Your blank question is a lawsuit. Remember, they already hired me when I say this stuff. So just understand, I don't care. You have to answer every question. There's an unknown category here. There's a not applicable. You have to answer every question. Lawyers look for the one question you didn't ask, and that's how they pick their lawsuit. I know this. That's exactly what happened to a client of mine many years ago. So you must answer every single question. Now, I don't say that, but I know it. All right? So they fill it out, everything. I walk out with everything except for the disclosure, which they're going to send us over. Carrie will chase them for that, and go on to the next appointment.
I also use that listing packet that has the feature sheet on it. I tell them, hey, nobody knows your house more than you. And I tell them it's homework.
Well, yeah, there's a whole bunch of other stuff like that, yeah.
Because
But
you know what? when they send a feature sheet in, they send the seller's disclosure and that's how you get them back a lot quicker and easier.
Exactly. Cool. And then, well, anyway, so that's, we could get into other objections and stuff, but that's really the main stuff. All right? Got it.